In a single 10-minute conversation, the average person tells 2 to 3 lies. It's not a moral flaw, it's a psychological fact. Welcome to the Thought Lab, where we dissect the machinery of deception. Consider this: in a 10-minute chat, you're likely to hear 2 to 3 lies. This isn't a judgment on character, it's a statistical reality documented by social psychologist Bella DePaulo. From the polite "I'm fine" to career-altering fabrications, deception isn't an anomaly, it's a feature of our social architecture. We lie to protect ourselves, comfort others, gain advantage, or simply because the truth feels too heavy. But why? What neural machinery powers this universal behavior, and what does it reveal about the evolution of the human mind? This exploration dives into the psychology behind deception, revealing not just how we lie, but why we can't seem to stop. Before exploring the why, we need a clear definition. Psychologist Paul Ekman, a pioneer in deception research, defined a lie as a deliberate attempt to mislead another person without prior notification of intent. This separates lying from self-deception, fantasy, or simple mistakes. Deception is a conscious, intentional act. It exists on a spectrum, from the white lie told to spare feelings to the pathological fabrication of an entire identity. Research by DePaulo and Kashi found that most everyday lies are relatively minor, what they call social lies, designed to avoid conflict or present oneself favorably. These aren't malicious, they're lubricants for social interaction, smoothing the rough edges of daily life. How common is lying? In a landmark diary study, DePaulo and her team asked participants to record every lie told over a week. The results were striking. Participants lied in about 1 out of every 4 social interactions. College students lied more than community members, and extroverts lied more than introverts. Importantly, the study found that people lie most often to strangers, but the most serious lies are told to those closest to us: partners, family, and close friends. This suggests that intimacy creates both opportunity and motivation for high-stakes deception. The closer the bond, the more there is to protect, and the more there is to lose. Lying is not a simple act, it's a cognitively demanding task. Neuroscientific research has identified the prefrontal cortex, particularly the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, as the central hub for deception. This region handles executive functions like planning, inhibition, and working memory. When a person lies, they must suppress the truth, construct a plausible alternative, monitor the listener's reaction, and maintain the lie over time. It's a mental juggling act that requires constant attention. As cognitive neuroscientist Dr. Julian Paul Keenan puts it, the truth is the path of least resistance. Lying is a detour that requires constant navigation. This cognitive load is why lying is so mentally exhausting. Functional MRI studies have shown that lying activates a network of brain regions, including the anterior cingulate cortex, involved in conflict monitoring, and the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex, involved in response inhibition. A meta-analysis by Christ and colleagues confirmed that deception consistently recruits these frontal regions, supporting the idea that lying is more cognitively effortful than truth-telling. This cognitive load hypothesis is the foundation for many lie detection techniques, such as asking suspects to recount events in reverse order, a task far harder for someone fabricating a story than for someone recalling a genuine memory. The brain's effort to weave a false narrative leaves telltale traces. If lying is so cognitively expensive, why do we do it so often? Psychologist Robert Feldman groups motivations into 3 categories. First, self-serving lies protect the ego. We exaggerate achievements, downplay failures, and fabricate credentials to appear more competent. This ties to self-presentation, a fundamental human motive driven by the desire for social approval. Research by Tyler and Feldman showed that participants who expected evaluation by a peer lied significantly more. The threat of judgment triggers self-protective deception. Second, other-oriented lies protect others, white lies told to spare feelings or maintain harmony. Finally, some lies are simply for gain, seeking advantage in competitive situations. Here's a paradox: we lie most to those we love. While strangers get the most frequent lies, the most serious deceptions target partners, family, and close friends. Why? Because intimacy creates high stakes. We lie to avoid conflict, protect our partner's feelings, or hide behaviors that threaten the relationship. but research shows that frequent deception erodes trust over time. The very lies meant to preserve closeness can eventually destroy it. This tension between honesty and harmony is a central struggle in human relationships. Understanding this paradox helps us recognize when our own deceptions are helping or hurting the bonds we value most. Deception is woven into our social fabric, but understanding its psychology can help us navigate truth and trust more consciously. If you found this valuable, explore more insights on the human mind.